My name is Phyllis Y. Whitley. If you have been spiritually victimized and traumatized, welcome to Spiritology Live, where I will bring my #1 Amazon bestseller author book to life. Each episode will be a spiritual, metaphysical, holistic space of consciousness where you will learn to break your religious shackles within and live in your promised land today. Let's go. Hello, everybody. I am so happy today. I am happy because today I am breathing, I am walking. Every day is a new task, and every day I am accomplishing at least 5 of those tasks. You got to get a couple of them out the way. We're going to dive right in. This is dealing with the rebellious seeds of yesterday. How do you prune it? Well, I'm going to start with a scripture. So I don't want y'all to run away. Please don't run away. Those who say, I just don't believe and I can't go into that realm. This is still a holistic spiritual place. Okay? But I need to have reference. Yes, my book is reference, but let's go and see this particular subject, a topic. First, we're going to go into Isaiah 14:12. How you are fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how you are cut down to the ground, you who weakened the nations. Hello. I can go in there and dissect it. Okay, I don't just read scriptures. I do some stuff that I know your pastor don't do. And some of y'all pastors will probably come on here and get your sermon. But we're not going to talk about that. With that being said, he said the ground, the earth. You, what do you sow in the ground? What do you sow in you? My book is about that seed, that rebellious, that religious shackled seed that came back from yesterday. Nobody want to discuss yesterday because I don't want to know about what happened. I don't want to know about who was in bondage. You will never know how to fix your today so you can have a great tomorrow if you don't go back and look at your yesterday. That's what we're talking about. The ground, he said, cut to the ground. That seed, that rebellious seed is walking around the earth. They said a roaring lion, the devil's like a roaring lion seeking who he can devour. Okay, I don't really believe in all of that. Well, it doesn't really matter. They do have other channels you can go to. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about the wise, the wisdom. Or should I say, let's talk to the people who are wise. Wise enough and spiritual enough to understand that everything that you see is not only a metaphor, but it's also an illusion. Well, can you explain that to me? Well, first of all, let's go back to the ground. The seed. What do the farmer do? He sows a seed. In my book, you learn that the seed is in you too. If the seed is in you too, we talked about in the past in my episodes how that seed is entered into your ear gate, your eye gate, and certain industry or even corporations or the system, I would say, targets certain seeds to certain people, certain class, certain groups. And those can be Hollywood. Let me see. Now, I don't believe that, but let's look at Hollywood. Hollywood, even though awards show, geared to certain class, certain groups, certain cultures. The commercials, isn't it funny, is always geared to beautifying one group of people. Why is that? That's that seed. The world is made up on wonderful colors. But why is it that you look at a commercial and you see target people who Hollywood say is beautiful? I'm not here to say somebody is ugly, but I'm here to say we are all beautiful. Why in America? Because we got to talk about the United States. Excuse me. United States. Why don't you see a multitude of beautiful men and women on these commercials? Okay, let's go. Let's leave Hollywood. Look at the medical community. Why is the commercials made up on medication? And then you see in the quietness, they'll say, This will cause that, this, that. Basically, they saying this will kill the H out of you. But they make it so low. Then they make it look like, oh, everybody, it's normal. They got a medication from everything. I am not knocking the pharmaceutical people because I used to be a pharmacist tech. But I'm saying that seed is in every industry out there to what? What did the scripture say? To weaken the nation, to weaken you. It starts right from the head. Weaken you. You weaken, your family weakened, then your neighborhood is weakened, then your community is weakened. To weaken the nation. Do you, or should I say, do we really need to look up and see a commercial about your pinky ain't working right? Because that seed goes in you and say, oh, wait a minute, I got a problem with my pinky. Oh my God, they got a medicine. Next minute, no, you send up in the doctor's office. Can I get that? Let me tell you something. Unless you got a great doctor, which I have one, and I only see her once a year, they will pull out that, they got to earn money too. And they'll pull out that prescription to write you anything you want. And then you sitting up here with medication. That right there is to weaken you. Your body is weakened. Hollywood will give you movies and base it on one culture. First of all, your son's going to grow up and think, well, you know what? This particular culture is the most beautiful. This particular woman is the most beautiful. I got to get that woman. I got to get that man. When majority of us are not a size 0. Not every man, not the best men are sitting in the gym. It's good to be healthy. Why not replace most of those commercials with health, exercise, walking, yoga, juicing? Oh, well, you know what, Miss P, they do have, oh yeah, they have a little bit. But listen, when I sit down and I watch my movies to unwind and give myself self-care at the end of the day, I have to literally put it on mute because back to back is something about poison drugs, and that's medication. Well, it's also in politics. The politician get up there and he drops the seed that you want to hear. Hello. Then they get in there and you be like, well, what did you tell me? You dropped the seed. What's going on? You told me. It's not his responsibility. It's not his or her responsibility. We don't want to go into politics, but you need to know about it. You need to know about everything because your home, your family, if you are the head of the household, you should know about every possible subjects or systems that affect your family. You don't have to go through the door and have supper with it, but you got to know. I believe you need to be able to speak about everything and anything without harming anybody. Let's go to sports because I am a lover of sports. And right now, the NFL, depending upon when this podcast come out, the Super Bowl is right now like a week. And they having some problems right now where there are not enough coaches of color. So someone is filing a lawsuit, Flores, and he used to be with Miami. So you got people discussing sports commentary, discussing the pros and the cons and, badgering his words and validating, confirming it, or ripping it to pieces. That's the seed. That particular seed is in certain systems, communities, whatever you want to call it, to do with the scripture in Isaiah 14:12. That was also from the New King James Version about weaken the nation. When the head of the household was weakened by what's out there, this rebellious seeds, what happens? Your household is weakened. This is why you need to understand if these systems can get to that head of household, you just weaken your family. You weaken the family tree. How do you prune it out? You have to know what's coming in your ear gate. That's the music you listen to. If you listening to music that is saying F you, blah, 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 bleak, the bleak, the bleak, the bleak, I am not here to tell you to stop. Because if it's not affecting you and you going out there and you doing what you need to do and you specializing in something, or maybe you going to college for something, you can go ahead. But that music is going to go in your ear gate, go into your subconscious mind. That's why you walk around and you start singing a song. Do you really want your subconscious mind will be picking up seeds that's all about the blink, and I'll beat the blank, the blank, the blank, the blank. Hello? How about your ear gate or your eyes? Now, when I said your ears, it don't have to always be music. It literally can be just hearing the commercials, being in a relaxed, comfortable environment. I'm relaxing because this is my self-care time, and I'm looking at my whether it's comedy or Food Channel or HGTV or romantic or movies. I'm all relaxing. Here it go. So and so pinky hurt. You know what? We got something for you. Then you hear no, no, no. You know, if your other pinky drop off, this is the side effects. And, I'm like, I don't want to hear that. And then I'm in a relaxed mood, and here we go. Okay. Anyway, I think you know my point. What's going on with the NFL today, sports, is the seed is in certain places to make sure or tell you don't belong over here. What do? You don't listen to it. You teach your sons and daughters to keep going forward. And where there is a job, a career that says, no, you're not supposed to get here, you're not supposed to be here because of you don't look like me, you tell your sons and daughters to keep on moving. Go forth and be any career you choose, as long as there's no harm to anyone else. Because that seed is there for a reason. It's to keep you in a position. It's to show people, to tell people, even if it's music, that you are not a queen and a lady. You are not a king and a man, but you are beneath me. Nobody is superior to anybody. The only supreme glory we have is the Lord, our God. And if you don't know that, then you don't need to be with me. Unfortunately, we suffer because of yesterday. But what was yesterday? I told you have to know about yesterday. The mentality that was embedded in our minds. I don't want to hear, it's still there. So when people walk around and this is happening to them, I don't understand. I don't understand. Well, what part don't you understand? Go back in your history and see what's going on. I remember being in history class, and I did not want to be in history class. And I remember as a young girl, everybody was complaining, and they was like, well, I don't want to learn this. I don't want to know about this one or Beethoven or Napoleon. They actually it was Napoleon. They wasn't talking about the truth speaker. With that being said, I remember my teacher looked over and said, history is very important because you have to know where you come from. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that was not Black history. When I got in college, I learned about Black history. Black history should be in every classroom. And I thank God that my daughter, when she was young, her teacher was specifically showing them Black movies, showed them Roots. Oh my God, all the movies that had came out. I don't know if it was, oh God, I can't even name them, but I looked at some of them and I was like, your teacher got you looking at this? Because she knew. When I came to her about questions, she knew. I don't think no child should be shocked, especially if you got mixed parents. You should know about both sides. It can be complex, but it's how you look at it. With that being said, you got to prune it out. What do? I mute my TV. I think everybody should start writing to Congress. I think you should probably write to Hollywood. I think that the people in Hollywood who has a platform need to speak out, not protest. It can be a letter. Use your platform to talk about the good things that you want to see. In the NFL or any sports, we have some great, great leaders. Those leaders have a platform and they need to speak out. Because in the NFL, when you have an owner or owners who go out there and purposely sabotage Pacific people career, that's that seed. That's that rebellious seed saying you don't belong over here, you belong over there. How do you prune it out? Go get your promised land and use your promised land as a platform. That's what God intended. Use it as a platform so you can stop the nonsense, so you can stop the rebellious seeds for telling you what you can't do, what you can't be. Because you can be anything and everything that you want to be, as long as you don't do no other people harm. So go out there, use your platform, not to destroy, but to build and to create. And when you hear those people or see people looking at you one way, side-eyed, cross-eyed, you just don't belong over here. You know what you do? Go create your own platform. And that way you have a platform where you can go do what they are not doing. Do you understand? You can prune the seed by controlling what goes in your gates, your ear gates, your eye gates, even what you feel. You know how you go somewhere, you feel something, you say, oh, I got to get out of there. Stay in an environment of peace and joy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's called spiritually sovereign. That's in my book. It's all about the truth. And we're going to speak about that in the next episode. We're going to continue this. I thank you so much. I thank you for coming into my space. Now go get your promised land. Don't forget to share and review on all your social media platforms because I don't know your people. And if you want more dessert, you can find my mini books on Amazon and also my t-shirts to express yourself. What's new this week? This week, what we have is new is called Ask Jalen book. The book was #1 release, new release, on Amazon. It's about an autistic teenager who give advice to the unique. It's a great children/teen book. Please go get it. Continue to support. Give it to someone because it's really about bullying. It's about the seed of bullying. That seed comes down from the parents. And one thing I didn't say, I didn't talk about the seed in the home, but I'm going to talk about that next. I'm out. Remember, if loving yourself is right, you don't want to be wrong.